Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Rose here, and today I have some fall inspired DIYs and let's go ahead and get crafting. For this first craft, what you're going to need are two of these square signs from the Dollar Tree. This one says pumpkin spice and everything nice, and we are going to be using the back side. Also, I'm going to be taking a calendar page. So this calendar is from the Dollar Tree also. It says be brave. It has some wonderful photos in it. We're going to use the one for November, which is a white pumpkin that has like really beautiful words behind it. It's very country looking, and I love this picture. And then also we are going to be using the second calendar, which is from Dollar Tree as well, and it's called the Farmers Market Calendar. Everyone went nuts this year over this calendar, and I can totally see why. If you are into anything like farm country decor, this calendar would have been like perfect for everything that you needed, whether you just wanted to use it as a calendar or take all the pictures out and do like a collage with them. Yes, absolutely. So with this calendar, I'm going to use the pumpkins also. They gave you two options. You could do one that had like the red truck on it that had like autumn harvest. And then this one said pumpkin patch. I wanted to do the pumpkins. I did so many like red trucks or trucks this year that I just didn't want another truck. But it will get used though. Like, don't worry, y'all. It will get used. But I'm going to go ahead and use the orange pumpkins, and we're just tearing them off for this project. Okay, so using the back of that board, we're going to take some Mod Podge and we're going to spread that around all over the board. You can use whatever kind of like adhesive glue you want. I've seen people use the Elmer's glue sticks. I've seen people use like the spray glue adhesive. This is just what I have on hand, and I picked the Mod Podge up from the Dollar Tree as well. It comes in like these perfect little bottles. But that's just what I use to go ahead and hold down my paper. Now, if you guys have a trick for how to get air bubbles out of the damn thing, or how to like, I don't know. I just kept getting air bubbles, like regardless of how I like laid this down and like squeegeed out the bubble, like they were just there. So I just gave up before I ripped my pages, and because I can't find these calendars anymore, I definitely didn't want to do that. So mine do have some air bubbles, which kind of make it actually look a little bit more aged. So I'm okay with it. I'm not really concerned with it. But I do that for both of those pictures. Just put some Mod Podge down and then go ahead and put them down. Someone did give me a suggestion to like spritz my paper down with some water and then put it on the Mod Podge to stop air bubbles. Yeah, that didn't work. I didn't want to spray it down too much because these are like thinner sheets of paper, so I didn't want it to break. Maybe I'm putting too much Mod Podge on. I really honestly have no idea, but my pages do have a little bit of a wrinkle to them, so I'll let you guys know that. But it doesn't bother me in the least bit. I like it with the wrinkles. It's just trying to figure out if there was a better, easier way for me to do this. So let me know. Once your calendar pages are dry, I then take this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So this one is like this glittery fall leaf one. And I'm just putting it at the top and the bottom just to cover up the calendar hole. So we're just going to glue it to the very top, and then I'm just going to wrap those pieces of ribbon around to the back and hot glue them down as well. So top and the bottom on both of our project. This one I used this, like I said, the glittery like fall leaf ribbon, and then on the second sign I had like this burlap ribbon with like these pumpkins that I found at the Dollar Tree. So that's what I used for my ribbon on the second project. Let me know what you guys think of these two cute little wall hangers. I really like how they came out. Other than, you know, having some wrinkles and stuff to them. But other than that, they came out really cute. I really like them. But I hope you guys maybe try to go ahead and recreate these. So don't ever overlook a calendar because you can always recreate something really special with them. Just keep that in mind. Project number 2. Okay, so for this next project, you want to get a 4x6 picture frame. The one I chose is from the Dollar Tree and it's all plastic. So if you like the look of this one, fine. If you want just a flat picture frame, then get a flat one. I wanted it because it kind of looked like a shadow box. However, it is all plastic and like my regular acrylic paint would not dry on this thing. So you do have to paint this with a chalk style paint so that it adheres to the plastic and actually dries. The next thing that I'm doing is I'm going to take the picture that came out of this frame and I'm going to use that as my template to cut out a piece from this scrapbooking paper. So this is just a piece of like fall inspired scrapbooking paper I had on hand that has just a whole bunch of leaves on it. And that's going to be the background. So I'm taking that and Mod Podging it onto the cardboard backing of the picture frame. I'm not using the glass, so you can save the glass or, you know, get rid of it, whatever you want to do. I'm not using the glass for this project. And I'm just going to Mod Podge that scrapbook piece of paper down to the back. While the outside of the picture frame is drying, I'm going to go in and do the inside of the picture frame. I keep touching the outside, so I have to keep going in and retouching it up. But it does take 2 coats of the chalk paint to cover up that like blue gold color on this picture frame. So now I'm going to go ahead and distress this truck. So this truck came from the Dollar Tree. It was on one of those like little spikes that you could put in. No, it didn't come from the Dollar Tree. Sorry, it came from Dollar General, but it was only $1. I took the spike off and I'm just distressing it with a little bit of brown paint. And then we will start to begin assembling our overall project. Okay, so while our truck is drying, I'm going to take that same brown paint and I'm going to distress the picture frame. So just lightly applying some brown texture over this. I kind of wanted it to look like wood, but either way, I like distressing all of my projects. So if you do too, then just take some nice dry brushing strokes and spread some of this brown paint all over it. Since you did also use chalk paint, the brown paint will dry pretty quickly on this so that we can start putting all of our components together. Now that everything is dry on my picture frame, I'm going to take the backing and I'm going to insert it into the back of the picture frame. And I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm going to line the entire like border around that piece of cardboard to the actual plastic picture frame so that it can't fall out. Because I'm just going to have this sitting on a shelf. So just a nice thick bead of that hot glue all the way around all four sides. And that will go ahead and put a nice secure hold on that piece of cardboard so that it can't fall out. After I get that done and it's all dry, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue my truck onto the front of the sign. So it's more like three-dimensional. Kind of looks like he's driving down a road full of leaves is what I think it looks like. And just for some extra oomph to this, I'm taking some of these cute little orange pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and I'm putting a little bit of that white chalk paint on them just to distress them a little bit because they are just way too shiny for me. And I'm going to hot glue them on the top corners of this project just to give it some extra flair for, you know, fall, autumn, because why not? I mean, they're from the Dollar Tree. So this is my second finished product. Project number 3. This project was really fun to create. So I have this scarf from the Dollar Tree, and I have this like rolled up thing of burlap, which I picked up from Hobby Lobby from their clearance section. But this is the project I wanted to pick it up for. And then I have some white and black felt that I had on hand, and then some of these like little foam pumpkins from the Dollar Tree that were like for kids crafts. We're going to make a scarecrow pillow out of this. So I think this is adorable. It was really cute and fun to create. With the black felt, we're just going to cut out some circles for his eyeballs. And the yellow, we're going to cut out, obviously, some smaller little circles. And they're going to go in the eyeballs. And I'm taking the orange pumpkins, and that's going to be for his nose. And then I'm going to take the scarf, and that's going to be like his hat. So there are the components that you're going to want for this project. You're also going to want your hot glue gun because that's how I'm keeping it together. I just hot glued it all together. I mean, you could hand stitch it if y'all want to, but yeah, no, not me. So I think you can also get like these pieces of burlap from maybe Walmart. I'm not sure how much the Walmart like price tag is on a roll of burlap like this wide. But when I picked this up from Hobby Lobby, I think it was like originally an astronomical price. But I picked it up for, I want to say like $4 or $5, which I didn't think was bad for how much I was getting. And I knew I wanted to do something fall with like a scarecrow with this. So this is what I chose to do with it. Moving along, we're going to go ahead and cut 2 pieces, and I'm going to fray the bottom edge so that his sides are frayed and the bottom is frayed. And then with his hat, I'm going to just kind of scallop the front that's going to be overhanging on his face, because the back side you're not going to see. We're going to just wrap it around and glue it all down. So I'm assembling him a little bit just to kind of give you guys an overview of what he's going to look like. And I'm taking those orange pumpkins and I'm just going to draw a piece for his nose. I didn't realize I had 2 of them. And then I'm taking this gray marker and just putting like little stitch marks on his nose. And then with a Sharpie black marker, this is the oil paint marker, I'm just making a cute little like squiggly line mouth and then drawing little X's where we would have sewn that mouth onto him. So this is what he's going to look like, and he's so cute. I love him. And I'm going to glue down the eyes, and I'm going to glue down his nose, and make sure that you separate the burlap so that way there, you know, it doesn't stay all glued together. And then taking some pillow stuffing, which I have a huge box of the stuffing stuff. So you could take an old pillow if you want, but we're just going to stuff him up. I don't want to stuff him too much, just a little bit, because he is just going to be on a shelf for Thanksgiving or fall. And then I'm going to hot glue his hat onto him. And this was a little bit tricky because like the scalloped edges were all just, yeah. So he was fun. And I also put the hat kind of like on an angle, so it looks like it's kind of like, you know, angled on his head. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down the sides of the hat and the top and kind of wrap it around. So I didn't hot glue the burlap where all the stuffing is because I figured the hat is going to cover all of that up anyway. So why waste that hot glue? If you guys ever wanted to, I guess maybe change the scarf at a later date and put a new hat on him, you would then want to glue down that burlap piece there. So yeah. And then I take some raffia, which I had from, I don't know where it came from, but I just had some raffia laying around. And I stick that like up into his hat in different areas just to give that overall more of a scarecrow look. I do want to apologize too because my camera decided to die while I was making him. So I did add a bow, which you'll see in the finished product, to him from the Dollar Tree. And then I took some, a thing of cotton and some leaves and some like red maroonish flowers and made just kind of like a like floral arrangement on one side of his hat. So you'll see it in the finished product, but I apologize that it did not record at all. Like, I was so upset, but I really think he turned out so cute and pretty, and I hope you guys love him as much as I do. Okay, so here are all three of my, well, there's four because we have two wall hangings, but all three of my projects, I staged them all out for you guys. So we have our two calendar photo hangers. I hung those up, and then we have our cute little burlap plush scarecrow. He's just sitting there. So there's the bow I was talking about that I glued down from the Dollar Tree, and then over on the other side of his hat are the leaves and the piece of cotton, and then our lovely little truck. So let me know what you guys think of these three projects overall. Do you really like them? I hope you like them as much as I do. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel. And then also don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe and click that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next Friday because we're going to start Christmas. So yes, I'm super excited. See you all later.